All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, you should see like a wheel and then a PowerPoint.
Yes, ma'am.
Fabulous. Hello, Miss Fleetner. How are you today? She might still
Doing
be.
super great, ma'am. Thank you.
You bet, you bet. So for those who are on, I'm going to run this just like I run a pet party. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and put the following information into chat. You can go ahead and private message it to me, or you can text it to everybody, completely up to you. So I'm looking for dogs' names, breeds, and the age, and your top 3 concerns with your fur baby. And so we're just going to, while we're doing that, we're going to continue to wait for some folks to join and hopefully get started here really quick. Hello, Mr. Pullian. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Great, thank you.
Good, good. So I see you're driving. So what I would normally do at this point is I ask people when they first pop on to go ahead and message me some information about themselves and about their dogs. That just helps me kind of interact while we're going forward. It also allows us to have that information we need to follow up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you. So whoever is at their computer, not driving and or working, if you could go ahead and put some of that information in the chat, that would be awesome. Good afternoon, Mr. Pulliam number 2.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
How are you? How are you? I am doing awesome. Can you go ahead and do me a huge favor, and in chat, you can either private message it to me in chat or to everyone, completely up to you. The type of dog you have, the breed, its name, and its age. And then any concerns that you have, that would be awesome.
Wow.
Hello, hello, Mrs. Johnson, how are you? Can you go ahead and add some information into chat for me as well? Looking for the name of your dog, breed, and age, and any concerns that you have. So while everybody's doing that, I'm going to kind of go ahead and get started just because in the sake of time, I like to get started pretty close to on top as more people start popping in. I will continue to ask them to fill out more information for me, but kind of keeping things rolling just so that we can keep on going. Okay. Hello, Mr. 1234. Can you go ahead and write in chat the name of your dog, breed, age, and any concerns you have? That would be awesome. All right. So the very first thing that I do with folks is I do the trivia. This is the standard trivia that is out there across the board, right, for everybody to use. So I just go through the questions, ask everybody to write down your answers. We are going to go ahead and do that. So what percentage of people buy their dogs gifts? Go ahead and write down what you think that is. So A is 12%, B is 68%, and C is 95%. And then number 2, what demographic spends the most money on their pets? The baby boomers, A, the kiddos, B, or C, the millennials? Question number 3, about how many American households have at least one dog? So we got 63 million, 15 million, or 4 million. The next question, in 2019, how much money was spent on our pets in the United States alone? A, 95.7 billion with a B, 75.7 billion with a B, or 55.7 billion with a B? And number 5, what percentage of pet owners say they prefer natural and organic food for their fur babies? 25%, 50%, or 75%? So does everybody have those? Do I need to repeat any? Everybody good? Give me thumbs up, give me something, say something, anything.
Yes, ma'am.
We're good. We're good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm just locating my answers here, guys. I had it popped up and it popped away from me, so. The luxuries of technology sometimes, right? So then what I do is I go through the answers, and the person with the most correct answers is going to get to spin the prize wheel. And we will go ahead and do that just like normal, like I normally do, so that you guys can kind of see how that works. So go ahead and grade your answers when I get to that spot, but go ahead and grade your answers so that we can get a winner, so that you can see what I do for the winners, okay? So number 1, the answer is 95% of us buy gifts for our pets. Number 2 is the millennials, which is C. And number 3 is 63 million. Number 4 is $95.7 billion. And we know that that is going to be skyrocketing, right? And then the last one is B, 50% want to feed their puppies natural and organic food. So how many people had 3 correct? Do we have anybody have 3 correct?
Yes, me.
Okay, anybody 4? So is 3 our winner? Ms. Fleetner has 4. Anybody have 5? Who had them all right? So I have Ms. Fleetner with 4. Did anybody else have 4? So then we go ahead and spin the wheel to see what Ms. Fleetner is going to win. So Ms. Fleetner just won a travel pack of calming. Always hit done. That keeps that option on your wheel.
Woohoo!
So awesome sauce. So make sure that
But I know I didn't really win anything, so.
You're good. Make sure you, so what I do at this point is I always do the make sure that you have your address and contact information in chat so that I can get you your calming. All right. So over the years, right, we have started to bond with our dogs, and we have really emotionally connected with our dogs. We have changed their diet and the way that they interact, just overall, how they interact. And by our actions changing how they actually were many, many, many moons ago, right? Many years ago, when they hunted for their food, they ran around, they exercised, they did all of these things all the time. And we've changed that drastically, right? Dogs don't get walks every day. They don't run around and play like they normally do. They surely don't search for their own food because we're giving it to them. And that has all impacted their health and well-being, just like it has impacted us as humans, okay? So over those years, the same things that are affecting us humans, cancer, diabetes, obesity, blood pressure, allergies, joint issues, all of those issues that we're seeing in ourselves, we're now seeing in our dogs. And it's really important that we get to the root of that cause, right? And it's huge. Nutrition is huge, just like it is in humans, right? Supplementing that gap. So those of us that use kibble and canned food, and I'm just as guilty, totally just as guilty. It's like feeding our dogs McDonald's every day, over and over and over and over again. And they're not getting all of the nutrients they need in order to live a healthy, happy life, okay? So this is all going to help them to be happier dogs. We know that lack of exercise, poor diet, nutrition, and all of that is leading to detrimental things with our dogs, and it's shortening their lives as well. So how do we get back to where everything is great, right? Well, convenience is everything, and we know that. For me, I know it's not realistic to cook meals for my dogs to ensure that they have every nutrient that they need. Just like for myself, I don't cook. I mean, I cook, but I don't cook to the extent where I have every single vitamin I need, every mineral I need, and all of that's there. So I take a supplement and I supplement that. So this is going to be the same for your dog. Super, super important to understand that they have nutritional gaps just like we do, okay? Over the years, it's gotten worse, right? Dog food is being made pretty, so it's got lots of fillers and coloring and chemicals. Their food really shouldn't be pretty, right? If we think about what they're eating, it shouldn't be bright red and yellow and green because that's not what they're eating. We're putting tons of fillers in it so that it's cheaper for the companies to make it and make more of a profit. So there are so many bad things within their food and treats that we really need to try and counteract and try and help our dogs, right? And so the solution we have is Navetica, your pet's choice, and we do all natural supplements that help to fill the gaps for your dogs. So we're going to have some fun today, and we are going to play bingo. So I hope you still have your sheet of paper and your pen. I'm going to ask that you create a bingo board that looks just like the one that's on your screen. So it's 4 squares across, 4 squares down, free going across that third line. And then you're going to use all of the initials that are on the screen. So just put one initial in each box. So HJ will go in one box, WA, WW, NR, CS, MV, AI, PB, CBD, DC, DS, and SC, okay? So I will give everybody a chance to go ahead and work on that for a quick second. Welcome, 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 Mr. Cleves, Miss Cleves, not sure who I have on. We are going to be playing some bingo. If you could put in chat, you can direct message me. If you can put in chat the type of dog you have, your dog's name, that would be awesome. So those initials again, for those who are on a cell phone, because I know it's harder to see them on the cell phone, is HJ, WA, WW, NR, CS, MV, AI, PB, CBD, DC, DS, and SC. And if everybody is ready, if you could either give me a thumbs up, tell me yes, pop your hand up on this on the reactions, that would be awesome. So I know that we're ready to go.
Ready.
Ready, ready. We got one ready. Anybody else? How are we doing, guys?
I'm ready, ma'am.
Fabulous, fabulous. Anybody else ready?
Ready.
Fabulous. Pulliams, are you ready? So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we are going to spin this fabulous wheel over here. Each one of those initials you just put in those boxes will relate to something that comes up on the wheel. Okay, so before every product, I'm going to spin the wheel and you will just cross off, just like you would on bingo, the initials that come up, okay? Awesome, awesome. So you're gonna cross off CS, calming support. And then we are gonna go and talk actually about hip and joint. Hip and joint is our first one that we talk about. And it is such a critical one for our dogs of all shapes and all sizes, okay? So the first thing I would like is if you guys can direct message me or put it in regular, doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with. It's gonna kind of be the same for all of these, okay? Think about your dog. Do they have troubles jumping? Are they missing their jump? Are they having troubles getting up? You know, one leg gets up, but the other one has to follow slowly. Do they stretch a lot? Do they struggle to get up? Do they hesitate? Like normally they'd be getting up and running at something and barking, but they're like, this one's not nearly as important for me to get up and bark at. Are they stiff? Do they struggle from stiffness? Just overall trying to walk and all of their joints working, you know, like they're limping on one leg or they're struggling getting up the stairs. They get up and they do that big stretch so that they can get their momentum going and get going. Do you have concerns with their mobility? So for example, my Autumn, before being on hip and joint, she would struggle going up and down the stairs. Her back feet would actually clip the step. So she would not clear that step all the way with her back foot. So that's kind of a mobility issue that I had for my dogs. My Tigger, I didn't even realize I had a mobility issue with him. Honestly, the vet just kept telling me he was being polite. He would always sit, he wouldn't jump, he wouldn't stand on all fours. He would either lay down or sit on his hip. And so I just kind of, okay, if that's what it is, it's being polite. Okay, I'd like to know how to train all my dogs how to do that, right? But it really wasn't. He was really suffering from hip issues because now after being on Novetica, he jumps, he runs, he plays, he flies to the door to greet people. It's just a totally different dog. So even if you have something that you're like, man, my dog's doing this and I've been told it's okay, maybe there's something there. So that's kind of the mobility concern we're looking for. So our hip and joint is awesome. I love our hip and joint, one, because it works, but two, because we have a pretty awesome secret ingredient within our hip and joint, okay? So we're gonna be looking to help all of those things I just talked about, help with that stiffness, help with movement, help with mobility, help with all of those things. And yes, our hip and joint is like many other hip and joints in that it does have glucosamine, but it has so much more than just glucosamine. We have the DMG, we have vitamin C. Those are huge because they help with overall muscle repair, lubrication, and all around function within your dog's joints and muscles, okay? So here is a testimony of a dog who actually didn't really have any mobility issues per se. Age and breed are kind of why they started doing the hip and joint. And they had this mass on their hip and it resolved on its own. So that was kind of like an extra bonus of the hip and joint. It helped to dissolve that fatty tumor that that dog had. Now, remember, I said we have that secret ingredient. Our secret ingredient is Perna cannuliculus. I know, fancy word, right? But it's really just a green lip mussel from New Zealand. And the way that it was discovered was from the islanders, really. The coastal people in New Zealand didn't have any joint issues ever, but the inlanders did. And so when they researched why that was, they discovered that it was this muscle, okay? So humans have been taking supplements of this muscle since the 70s, but now we're able to give it to our dogs. And this is the game changer. This is 100 times more potent than fish oil, and it is doing awesome, awesome, awesome things for our dogs. And so now I would love for you to meet one of my favorite dogs here. This is Mr. Polo. He, as you can see, could not walk. He dragged his hind quarter, right? Now he's walking. But the best thing about this is not only is he walking, but there is a third video out there now where he is actually running around playing with other dogs, like full out running. It is absolutely, absolutely amazing. And so we are seeing awesome things happen with our hip and joint. It is phenomenal. All right, who is ready to spin the wheel again? Here we go, guys. Awesome. Water additive. So that is your WA, water additive. So go ahead and fill that out on your bingo board, and we will start with our next nutraceutical, which is digestive. So just again, in the private chat or public chat, whatever you're comfortable with, right? So does your dog itch, scratch, chew, gnaw? Any of those things anywhere on their body, right? Paws, belly, hips, all of that. Does your dog vomit often? Even if it's not like vomit with consistency, it's that yellow greeny stuff, that counts, okay? Does your dog have smelly ears? Do they just stink? A lot of floppy ear dogs get ear infections often. Frito feet, if you have a dog that has Frito feet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When their feet get wet, they smell like somebody just opened a bag of Fritos, okay? Does your dog strain to go to the bathroom, wander around the yard looking for a spot to go? Do they have loose stool or diarrhea? Do they eat grass? Do they eat stool? Any of those things have to do with their digestive system, okay? So I will go ahead and go on. Hopefully you guys are commenting in the chat. I see a couple folks have. Go ahead and answer those questions for me. That would be awesome. So our digestive, I absolutely love our digestive. It has made a world of difference for my Tigger, okay? So we've talked a lot about, or a little bit, I guess, about how it can fix the GI stuff, the diarrhea, the upset stomach, constipation, those types of things. When we think about digestive system, those are the things we would expect it to help, okay? But it just doesn't stop there. It is whole system helping. So I love to say a happy gut is a happy pup, okay? So what that means is when their gut is happy and balanced, all their other systems that kind of get bumped by a non-happy digestive system, right? We know that when our gut isn't happy, we don't feel good, we're sluggish, we're tired, we don't want to do stuff, leave me alone, I don't feel good in general, right? Don't necessarily know what's bugging me, but something's bugging me. So hello, Vet Tech Tony, thank you for joining. And so that's kind of the things we think about with our digestive support, but it's so much more. Helps with allergies, and that is where it has helped with my Tigger. Huge, huge, huge. Can help with a good skin and coat appearance, other disorders, bowel things, anal glands, those types of things. And our digestive support is super cool because it has prebiotics and probiotics. So a lot of times you get one or the other. We have both. And so what that means is we have the good bacteria and we can feed that bacteria so that the gut can balance out and can be super, super happy. So it is huge, 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 huge to keep their gut happy, okay? A couple of different testimonies. We have Miss Prissy here. She has had numerous ear infections, stinky ears, all sorts of stuff. She was taking digestive and her ears are clearing up. We have this lovely little guy who had really bad allergies and skin condition, and he is now looking gorgeous, right? My Tigger, his allergies were horrendous. He would chew his feet raw. He had bad licomas, no fur. His ears were constant ear infections all of the time. We were constantly going. I mean, it was so bad that the doctor was actually giving us the syringes of antibiotics to put in his ears so we could do his ears for like 2 months straight and then go back to the vet. So, and he was on prescription meds and over-the-counter meds and just a ton of medications that have side effects and all sorts of yucky things attached to them. I am here to tell you he is on none of that now, none of it. He doesn't, his ears are great. His hair is growing back on his paws. He's still got a couple of bare spots from how bad his lagomas were, but it is starting to grow back. So it can work wonders. He has done wonderfully on digestive. The other thing that we kind of think about too is that flaky skin. So this baby had patchy skin, flaky skin, and was red. And after digestive is looking great. Kind of the same thing up here. So that is our digestive support. So we are going to go ahead and give our wheel a spin. Awesome, awesome. So dental chews, go ahead and do your DC on your bingo board. Do we have anybody that has a bingo yet? Any bingos? Hello, Dr. Kroom, thanks for joining. No bingos? Okay, so we are gonna talk about calming support. Calming support, oh my gosh, this one right now, summer, fireworks, so many things going on right now that our dogs could potentially be afraid of, right? So go ahead again in chat and answer these questions. Does your dog suffer from separation anxiety? And that can look like so many different things: chewing, scratching, barking, accidents in the house, tearing apart the garbage, just being attached to you when you get home and not wanting to leave your side, having to be on top of you. There's so many different ways that separation anxiety kind of displays itself. Is your dog afraid of thunder, fireworks, other loud noises such as airplanes or jets flying over like Tigger? Those types of things. Maybe it's a train, maybe it's something that's in your area that they're like, oh my gosh, ATVs. Think of your situation at home and how your dog reacts to the noises outside at your home. Does your dog get anxious in the car? Going to the vet, going to the groomers, all of those things. Do they like going in the car? Do they whine? Do they pant? Do they run in circles? Do they get sick? All of those are things that would tell us that they have anxiety in the car. Does your dog show aggression? Are they lunging at people? Are they snapping at people? Are they not letting people in your house or your yard? Are they being overprotective? Those are the types of things that we're looking for when we're talking about, is your dog aggressive? So our calming support, again, all natural. I love our calming support. It helps dogs kind of just get that even keel in their brain, okay? So it's going to help reduce those anxiety things that are going on, okay? So when there's a thunderstorm, you should not see that reaction, or it will help with that reaction, okay? When they're separated from you and they're taking calming, their anxiety should be reduced. All of those things can help kind of reduce the anxiety. We use L-tryptophan, which is what is in turkey, Thanksgiving dinner, right? So we all know, we feel like, oh my gosh, I could take a nap right now after Thanksgiving dinner, right? So that's pretty much what you're gonna be doing with your dog if you use calming. Each chew is like giving them some more turkey, right? We have a couple bonuses in our chew besides the L-tryptophan, and that is our lemon balm, our green tea. And those are awesome because they help to kind of de-stress the dog. They work to make their brain relax. And that is kind of what we're looking for. We are hoping to break that crazy intensity in their brain, right? And so over time, what'll happen is they will learn that that situation is okay. The thunder's not going to hurt them. The fireworks aren't going to hurt them. The linoleum isn't going to hurt them. And so calming support can be used in so many different ways. A couple of those ways are exactly what I kind of talked about, the anxiety ways, right? A thunderstorm's coming, go ahead and give a calming chew 20 to 30 minutes beforehand, and we'll go through the storm. Fireworks are coming, we'll go through that. For Tigger, Tigger is a dog that came to us with lots of fears. He is a rescue. He was terrified of linoleum flooring, which we had no idea, but we have deducted that the previous owner beat him when he'd go into the kitchen. And so walking into my house, though, it was problematic because my entire hallway is linoleum. Then you get a cross hallway, which is linoleum. and the kitchen, which is linoleum, and he was terrified. We brought him home. He would not go in the house, period, not. And he's a big boy. He's a lab. He's like 85, 90 pounds. There was no way I was getting him to go down the hallway. And so, okay, fine. He's not going to go in upstairs. So we tried downstairs, which was great. He came in the house, no linoleum, but then we discovered he was terrified of stairs. So he wouldn't go upstairs. So the first few days of trying to figure out all of his anxieties, oh my gosh, it was just crazy. I ended up with runner rugs everywhere and literally everywhere. They had to touch. If there was a tiny, tiny gap, he wouldn't cross it. And so it was just crazy. And as far as noises, he's afraid of jets. I live by an Air Force base, which flies almost every day. Morning, they go out, night, they come in. And so when I discovered Navetica, oh my gosh, can I just say it is a blessing for sure. So calming support is the one thing that really sold me. The first time Tigger took calming, we gave him 2 chews within 20 minutes. He was laying next to me in the kitchen on the linoleum. Phenomenal, amazing. And now I worked with him and conditionally trained him, and he doesn't need it for linoleum anymore. I have a runner rug at my back door, but that's not for my 4-legged kids. That's for my 2-legged kids. And that's it. He just runs the halls and he goes up and down the stairs, and he's literally laying next to me in the basement. So it is absolutely, absolutely amazing what calming can do when it just calms their brain so their fears can be dealt with. I've used it on other dogs for aggression. We have worked with a couple that are doing aggression training, and really they give calming, and we work on introducing, in this situation, people to their situation because they were super aggressive and protective to the point where nobody could visit this family ever. Like the 3 people in the family were the only ones allowed on the property, and like on the property, like you can't even touch the grass. This dog would go crazy. And so now they had a party at their house already. They had people it's just crazy. They went on vacation. Somebody was able to come and take care of their dog. They haven't done that in forever. So there's just awesome things that can be done with calming support. So I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love our calming support. A couple other testimonies. Couple of dogs that were going crazy and mom just needed time to work. So calming came to the rescue, right? Mr. Butch, terrified of thunderstorms, just chilling on his bed. So there's so many stories around calming. Absolutely, absolutely love it. So we will go ahead and spin the wheel, and hopefully somebody is close. All right, CBD. So our CBD oil, so go ahead and check on CBD. Does that give anybody a bingo? Not yet? No bingo yet. Okay. So skin and coat is the next one I am going to talk about. So when we think about skin and coat, right, that's their fur. So how pretty are they looking? Are they shiny? Are they full? Are they dull? Are they missing fur? Those types of things. So again, in the chat, go ahead and let me know if your dog sheds all year round. And when I say shedding all year round, I mean like lots of fur all year round. Like there's clumps of fur coming out of your dog all of the time, okay? When you pet your dog, do you like go, oh my gosh, I have fur everywhere on my hands, on my shirt, on my pants. They walk up against me, I'm covered in fur. There's no hope for walking out of the house without fur all over you, right? And does your dog have dry or flaky skin, or like I like to refer to it as puppy dandruff? You know, you pet them and they get the little white flakes in their skin. Do they have any of that going on? Do they have any rashes or red skin or bumps? Or patches on their skin that might be a little sticky or tacky. So those are all things that we think about when we are thinking about our skin and coat, okay? And the cool thing about our skin and coat is it works from the inside out, okay? Which is super, super important because we need to have a healthy skin and hair follicle bed in order to keep that hair nice and healthy, nice and shiny, nice and full, all of those things, right? and that we don't suffer from overshedding. And what overshedding kind of really is I like to refer to it as split ends, if you will. So their hair isn't healthy coming out, so it breaks really easy. And so you are getting extra shedding because what's happening is their fur is actually breaking, and their fur and their hairbed are not as healthy as they absolutely could be, okay? And so the cool thing is we have brewer's yeast, and those who know anything about brewer's yeast know that it combats a ton of stuff, right? It has all of the B's in it, which are super, super important when it comes to healthy skin and hair and other organs on the inside, right? It also can help actually reduce anxiety. It can help with insects, fleas, and ticks, and those little silly gnats that get around your dog all the time. Also has a bunch of omegas and vitamin E, and all of that works together to create a healthy skin, healthy hairbed from the inside out, so that we hope to have a nice healthy coat. We grow back any patches of fur that are missing. It will help with those rashes and bumps and stuff. So for like Tigger, for an example, he's on Skin and Coat and Digestive because he had coat issues, right? He was missing fur. There are other dogs that I have as clients that have literally like rubbed their fur completely off their hind quarter. She'll be coming up here in another picture. But so different things affect different dogs. Super, super itchy. Maybe they're itchy because they have dry skin. So this will help with that. Okay. So this is a baby that had very little fur missing, right? Thinning coat. And this is what it looks like now. The coat is fully back and the dog is full of fur, thick fur too, not just wimpy fur. This other one is about a dog that shed a ton, and I can use Autumn as an example for that. She is a Lab Retriever mix, not 100% sure she's a rescue as well. But she shed tons, like tons. She would shed so much. You'd pet her and there'd be fur everywhere. There were puppy bunnies everywhere. I love to call them puppy bunnies instead of dust bunnies because they're these little balls of fur running around your floor, right? I had to sweep once, twice a day. Still didn't really matter. I still had puppy bunnies. And she just shed all the time. I could brush her and brush her and brush her, and fur would never stop. Now that is not the case. I can go without sweeping the puppy bunnies up for about a week before I start having tumbleweeds growing through my house, right? And so it just helps with their fur. The other place it's helped is, so I always thought that there was a soft furred lab and more of a coarser haired lab. Kind of just depended on the genetics and what happened, because Tigger was a harder, crunchier fur, if you will, and Autumn had this nice, soft, silky fur. Yeah, well, now Tigger has nice, soft, silky fur as well after being on Skin and Coat. So it just is so amazing at helping that fur to be healthier, shinier, fuller, and overall just better for them, right? So this is the baby I was telling you about, Miss Riley Joe. She actually has really bad allergies and her hind end itched. So she would run along the couch constantly, and she literally rubbed her fur gone, totally gone. But this is her at 1 week on Digestive and Skin and Coat. Her fur is coming back. Amazing, amazing stuff. This guy is a guy who was itching and had a little bit of a belly rash going on. He is doing phenomenal as well. Just a couple more issues. This guy, pink, lots of pink. So there are certain dogs, you know, our white dogs and our tanner dogs and even our chocolate labs to an extent, they may look pinker. A lot of times that's actually allergies. That's something going on. Very much the case with Tigger, very much the case with this guy. Pink is gone. So that's pretty awesome. This one's pretty self-explanatory. We have bunches of patches of fur, and now we have fur that has grown back, right? All right, who's ready for another bingo spin? Here we go. Awesome, digestive support. So that is DS. Does anybody have bingo yet? Any bingo? Not yet? Close. So we're going to talk multivitamin next. So I absolutely love our multivitamin. And this is where I love talking about my husband. He is a pharmacist and he has taken a look at everything that is in our nutraceuticals. And this one, he always gets a little frustrated with me because I like to refer to it as a 1 a day. He says it's tons better than a 1 a day, that we should be taking these because of everything that's in it. So that is awesome, awesome, awesome testimony as well, that a pharmacist is really endorsing everything that is in our chew, right? So do we feed our dog kibble, canned food, raw diet, a balanced diet? Kind of what are you feeding your baby? Okay. Any overall health concerns, anything going on with eyes, with kidneys, liver, anything like that. All of those things can be helped by the multivitamin, okay? So what the multivitamin is gonna do for your fur baby is it is going to fill those gaps, fill lots and lots and lots of gaps, as it is full of vitamins and minerals and amino acids and other nutrients that will help to boost your baby's health, really. It supports brain, heart, kidneys, eyes, liver function, works again with skin and coat, overall health. It is just an awesome, awesome, awesome multivitamin. And we have seen so many amazing things come out of our multivitamin. Lots of stories about eyes, lots and lots of stories. I have a couple stories about some kidneys and some livers, but so many good things where vets are even taking a look at dogs from a year ago to today, and the dog has a better bill of health. They have, their labs are better. Everything's looking good. They're getting clean bills of health. So that is super cool. Our multivitamin is filling those gaps. So this is Miss Daisy. I love Miss Daisy because she is actually an accidental Nevetican, okay? So this mom came to me, she's got 3 dogs. Miss Daisy is her oldest dog, and she kind of was just like, she's ending her life. She's all good. We don't want to put her on anything. And I'm like, okay, are you sure? Because she'd really benefit from multivitamin. And that's kind of where I left the story for Miss Daisy, until Miss Daisy's mom called me and she's like, yeah, I'm going to be adding multivitamin for Miss Daisy because she is stealing Chessie's multivitamins and she is doing so much better. She has so much energy. She's running around. She's playing with our puppy. And so she is actually an accidental Nevetican. So she is now on Nevetica. Her eyes are clear. She is running around. She is playing with their puppy. She is playing with Chessie, their lab. And so just amazing, amazing stuff. And so super excited because Miss Daisy was an accidental and now she's a forever. So I love Miss Daisy. This is Mr. Sphinx. He comes to me from one of our business partners, and he very much had the same type of eye stuff, if you will, going on, right? He had been taken to the vet. They had done all these workups on him, spent a ton of money on him. And in the end, we're told it's depth perception. The reason he's struggling getting up the stairs and hitting the couch is because he can't see everything and he can't tell where everything is. And I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do for you because he's old. He's just old. Buy him a ramp and call it good. Well, that wasn't good enough for this mom, right? And so she started him on Nevetica, and wow, eyes are clear, runs up and down the stairs, all around the house, does puppy check-ins, everything. He has a clean bill of health now at 15 years old. So Mr. Sphinx is awesome as well. So I absolutely love multivitamin for sure. All right, who's gonna get bingo? It's gotta be Mrs. Collins, right? All right, so we have a wet away. So that is W-A-W, I think. Or it's W-W. I can't remember right off the top of my head. Anybody have bingo yet?
Yes.
Yay! See, I knew it would be you. Anybody else have bingo? All right, so let's take a spin and see. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What a way travel size. That is awesome. So again, go ahead and make sure all your contact information is in the private chat so that I can get you your gift, okay? And all bingo players keep playing bingo because I have the ability to spin the wheel 2 more times, okay? So keep playing your bingo cards. All right, we are going to talk about the mouthwash. So I like to kind of talk about the mouthwash. Sorry, Dr. Kroom, close your eyes. So I like to talk about them.
Sorry, I just had to get that in there.
I love to talk about our mouthwash, but it is super important to understand that all 3 of our dental items kind of work together, okay? So our mouthwash, it uses mint, and that is awesome because it creates an environment that bacteria doesn't like, right? So it's gonna help their breath smell fresh and yummy, and it's gonna help soothe their tummies if they have any tummy issues. But more importantly, it's like Listerine. So it's going to kill that bacteria and get into the places where maybe the chews won't, right? And so I know for me, I am super, super guilty. I do not brush my dog's teeth every day, but I can tell you that my dog does use this system completely. And both dogs over the age of 10 look like puppy mouths, okay? There is like no tartar left in their mouth. It is absolutely amazing. I wish I would have taken before and afters, but they are phenomenal. Just even knowing the fact that they are over 10 years old and they don't have tartar buildup on their teeth and have not had professional cleanings is just amazing. All right. So again, in chat, go ahead. Let me know if they have bad breath, dragon breath, stinky breath, whatever you want to call it in your household, but they come up to kiss you and you're like, oh no, back off, right? Tartar buildup. This could be canine tartar buildup. This could be back teeth buildup. Anything that's built up on their teeth. So pretty much anything that doesn't look like tooth. It could be brown. It could be a gray color. All of that tartar buildup. The vet has actually told you there's a concern. Hey, we need to look at these teeth. We need to potentially take these teeth out. Your dog needs to have a cleaning, whatever it is that your vet has told you that you have a concern with your dog's mouth, okay? Super, super, super important. Dr. Kroom, close your eyes because I'm gonna show your picture here in 1 second, okay? So if we didn't brush our teeth all day, anytime, our entire life, this is what our mouth would look like, okay? So this is if we never brushed our teeth as a human. So think about it. If you've never brushed your dog's teeth, what do they look like? What do they smell like? What's growing in there? What is going on in their mouth, right? So if we as humans don't brush our teeth and we have all that buildup, that's what's going on in the back of their mouth. Even if the fronts of their mouth, like this part you can see, is looking great to you, if you pull their cheeks back and you look at those back teeth, if you've never brushed their teeth or done anything for them, I bet you there's tartar buildup on those babies, okay? So that is kind of our mouthwash. Then our dental chews. We have 2 different dental chews and I use both, okay? And here is why I use both. So I think of our small dental chew. It's a cute little flower, right? I think of our small dental chew as toothpaste, okay? And I think about our big dental chew as the toothbrush. And why do I say that? I say that because the small one is used every single day, okay? And it is packed with a ton of stuff, okay? A ton of awesome, awesome, awesome stuff for your baby's mouth. Spirulina is the secret ingredient in there. And anybody who knows about spirulina, it is a superfood. The benefits for spirulina are so astronomical. For both humans and for babies, but huge, huge, huge. Some are anti-inflammatory, removing toxins from the blood, immune system boosting, helping with the liver, helping with allergies. It's just so many things. And the super cool thing is it's not loaded with fillers and tons of carbs, right? So all those other little chews we give them, carb load, yuck, right, in their belly. And it doesn't do anything for them after they've chewed it up. The spirulina stays in their saliva and in their mouth, again, creating an environment that bacteria cannot live in, which is super, super cool. And the reason I do both is because the large one is a little bit different texture. And as you saw, it's bigger. So it makes them move that chew to their back teeth. Those teeth that I said, if you pulled their lips back, what would you see? That's what this chew is going to go ahead and get. And if you have a bigger dog, right? If you have a bigger dog, this little chew, you can actually get them to nibble it instead of swallow it whole. So what I do is I hold it just like this for my dog. Almost nothing is exposed, and they end up nibbling it in. Okay. And so once they've got it, then I'll let go of it. And what that does is it forces them to chew it, and they'll end up chewing it with their front teeth before they move it to their back. And that just allows that to work in their mouth. So don't worry, if they swallow it whole, they still get benefits as well. The spirulina will still be in their saliva and swishing around there, and they'll get the benefit from the superfood as well. So lots of benefits to the dental system. No more expensive cleanings. Hopefully we're not running to the vet to have tooth extractions. But here are some of the examples, okay? So we got befores and afters on both cases. So super awesome. One thing I will say is on the water additive, if you have cats and the cats share the water with your dog, I recommend not using the water additive because the peppermint oil is not safe for your cat. So you can do one of two things. You can either separate their water and make sure the cat can never get access, or just not have it. So kind of up to you and what you do in your household as far as cats versus dogs, water, etc. Right? All right, are we ready for some more bingo? Who is going to get a bingo? So multivitamin. So multivitamin, MV. Does that give anybody else a bingo? Anybody, anybody?
I got bingo.
Who's that?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Who's 1, 2, 3, 4?
Miss Bates.
Miss Bates? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Well, congratulations. Let's spin that wheel for you, ma'am. Awesome, awesome. So hip and joints. Hip and joint travel, yay! So go ahead again, remember to make sure that you have your contact information in the chat for me, okay? All right, so now we're gonna kind of move into more of our hygiene packaging and line here. So we're gonna talk about anti-itch. Absolutely love anti-itch. All of our products are human grade, so they're all safe. But the next few I talk about are used by humans probably just as much as they are used by dogs. At least I know they are in my household. Absolutely, absolutely love them. Anti-itch is one of them, okay? So anti-itch, its main is tea tree, okay? And it's veterinarian approved tea tree. So know that your dog can have so much tea tree, and that if they have too much, it's not necessarily safe for them. So always when you're looking into tea tree for your dogs, make sure that it's veterinarian approved, okay? Super, super important. But what this does is it can be used as a bug spray. So fleas, biting bugs, right? Flies and those little stupid gnats and ticks and all of those types of things it can help with, okay? Our allergies. So does your dog have a grass allergy, a sand allergy, a whatever allergy, right? Where they're going outside, they're coming back in, and now they're itching and licking, right? So we can use our anti-itch to help with that. So super, super awesome benefits with our anti-itch. Human benefits as well. Like I said, it can be used as a bug spray, all natural bug spray, which I love, right? And it can be used to stop itching. So I have eczema and psoriasis, and I use it all the time. I will tell you that I spray it on all of the time so that I don't itch, because if I itch, it makes it worse, and that's just bad. And so I use anti-itch all the time on me. So I know that there are, and I have one testimony for people that use it post-insect biting. You know, I got a bug bite, I got a mosquito bite, and oh my gosh, does this thing itch, right? Spray that on there, boom, good to go. So our anti-itch spray is awesome. So this is anti-itch spray on a puppy, and this is anti-itch spray on a little girl, okay? So our anti-itch, I absolutely love it. And it definitely has its place in the human world as well. So we are gonna go ahead and shoot for another bingo. Skin and coat. So that is SC. Does that give anybody else a bingo? Not yet? Awesome. All right, so paw balm. Again, another one that I absolutely love for people as much as dogs, right? So it has beeswax in it. It has shea butter and cocoa butter. It is just loaded with awesomeness, right? Again, this is something that I use in the human world almost as much as the dog world. So for our dogs, those pity patties, right? Are your dog's paws rough? Do they walk outside often? Put that paw balm on the bottom of their toes. That their pads are their cushion. That's like their life. That's their shoe. We gotta protect that, okay? So by putting paw balm on there, the cool thing is with that beeswax is it protects them from a lot of different things, right? I use it for both my dogs. Winter, Tigger especially has super sensitive paws. So when it's really cold out, he won't even, if he goes outside, he's like this dancing mess if there's nothing on his feet. And like literally, if he could fly outside in the wintertime, he would. And I live in Wisconsin, so we have winter for a long time. so putting paw balm on his feet this winter was amazing, especially when we're sub-zero. Definitely hates it, definitely freeze up quick, but the paw balm has been awesome. He'll run out there and play in the snow now. So it has been absolutely amazing. And I know for our warm weather folks, there's a lot of people that use it in the summer to protect against burning from the asphalt and stuff. So just remembering that there's many different uses. It is an awesome product to use on dryness, I will say, for your pets and for yourself, for chapping, like our lips and their paws. So just lots of different uses. Again, something that has been working phenomenally on psoriasis patches as well. So kind of just thinking of all of those areas where you have dry skin, flaking skin, anything like that needs some protection from the weather, right? So this is kind of what it looks like if you're going to go through the process of helping your fur baby have the best paws they can have, right? So we use our no rinse and we clean off those feet and get all the yuck off of them, okay? Then we go ahead and we put the paw balm on, and this is the difference. This is the before and this is with paw balm. It is absolutely amazing, right? And so it is super important to keep their paws healthy, because if we don't, what's gonna happen? They're gonna limp, maybe they're not gonna get up at all. If you look at these poor guys, you got burnt paws, you got freezer burnt paws, you got noses that are completely raw. So just lots of different situations where paw balm can be used, okay? All right, we're gonna spin again. Oh, how great. Awesome. So no rinse shampoo. And that one, I don't think I have as no rinse. I think I have it. I think it might be NR. So go ahead and cross off NR. Anybody have bingo now? Bingo. Ms. Collins, you have two? She's smiling at me. No, not yet. Hello, Miss Dinish. And so we're going to go ahead and talk about our no rinse. Okay. Another one of those phenomenal things. It is so hot right now that this is literally flown off the shelves and extremely difficult to get your hands on. Literally, you have to have one of us representatives who still have some available. Okay. It is on back order right now, but it is super awesome. Definitely a product worth waiting around for. So this helps to kill bacteria and viruses, right? And I personally have been using this to clean my hands. This is what I use. I have it everywhere. This is like literally sitting, this is my one for my desk down by my office. It is sitting down here everywhere I go out. I take care of the chickens midday. I come in and I put this on. I take the dogs out, I come in, I put this on. So this is being used all of the time in my house. It is convenient, it's easy, it is awesome. It is a foam, so it's like that foam soap. When it comes to yourself and or your dog, you can just rub it right in and it just goes right in. It's awesome. When you're using it on your dog, there is no more sappy, wet, messy dog that hates the water, that fights you every second of the bath and then gets away from you and shakes and makes the whole house totally wet, right? There is no more of that because now you can do it with the foam and it makes them smell pretty because there's lavender in it, which is super, super awesome, right? It has other benefits to it, right? It's got healing benefits. So it can help with wounds, cuts, burns, ulcers, sunburn, those types of things. So our no rinse is pretty awesome. You can also use it to clean your fruits and vegetables. It's safe. So awesome, awesome. So that is our no rinse. I have a little step through on kind of how to give your dog a bath, if you will. So you can spray it on your hands or you can spray it directly down your dog's back. I choose to down my dog's back because they're big. My dogs are huge. Then you rub it in and then you take a towel and you wipe it off and you're done. That's it, done. No more soggy dog, no more wet, no more running around, no more did I get all the shampoo off of them. No shampoo in the dog's eyes, all of that. So you are good to go. All right. All right, here we go. Awesome, awesome. AI, anti-itch. Does anybody else have a bingo? There's got to be more bingos out there. I know you guys didn't do the bingo board, did you? So we had 2 people do the bingo board. Good job, guys. Good job, good job. All right, so we're gonna go in and talk about CBD oil. CBD has been amazing in the human world, right? And so we can take what we know about how CBD helps humans and kind of relate that to our pets. So that is what we're doing with our CBD oil. The cool thing about ours is it is in salmon oil and it's a sprayer. So you can spray it on the food, you can spray it in their mouth, but they get the benefit of both the CBD oil and the salmon oil, which is super awesome. So it can help fight cancer. It can help with appetite, reducing anxiety, reducing seizures, preventing arthritis, and those types of things, right? So we know that CBD has its place in the pet world, and it has been helping across many different arenas, if you will, pain management, allergies, mood, all of those types of things. Our CBD oil has been helping with. And the super cool thing, I think anyway, about our CBD oil is you get a ton of it. I feel like you get a ton of it. So that's the bottle, okay? It is 60 mLs or 2 ounces, which is huge, especially when you're thinking of a spray or 2 for your dog, okay? So it's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Testimony on our CBD oil around weight loss and or in this case, Mr. Bogey gained a lot of weight and he needed some help to lose his weight, right? Right, Miss Fleetner?
Yes,
So,
yes, ma'am. I got to get him back on it too because, yeah, he needs to be back on it.
yeah, he's eating again, right? So
yeah, well, and not moving as much because he's painful. You know,
Yep.
he's stiff and sore. He doesn't want to move so much. So I have to get him back on.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so I'm not going to spin the bingo wheel because we know that only 2 people did the bingo wheel. So we know that Paul Baum and Hip and Joint are left. And I am going to go ahead and show you an awesome video. Again, this is on our Wet Away. Our Wet Away is awesome. It is a powder that turns any liquid into a solid. It also removes the color of the liquid and the smell. So when you're done, there is no stain, no odor, no nothing. It is clean across the board. So here is a quick video and then I'll show you some.
We're just gonna do a short little Wet Away video. I have done water, of course, but I want to do something a little bit more exciting. So we're gonna pour this juice all over the place and watch you see how Wet Away works. No, don't eat it. Okay, so as you can see, the juice is on my carpet. you know, the regular amount of time that it would take for you to go and run and grab the wet away, you know, dog peed, whatever, something spilled, you're running and get the stuff. You give it a minute, you know, you got to get the stuff. So then we're going to put it on. And as you can see, it immediately starts turning it into gel and soaking up all the stuff. Oh, it's working really fast. Gosh, look, you know. Can you see that? It's really dark too. Can you put it out? Let's see. Let's touch it. Is it working? Any more? I poured a lot. I think it's. Ooh, this gel. Oh my gosh! Look, is it? Look. Wait, let's see if I can vacuum it up. It's only been like 30 seconds. Should I wait for the full 60 seconds? We probably ought to. Okay, let's just wait. But look, it's coming up out of the carpet. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I still feel like I didn't put a whole lot. It works really good. Wow. Okay, hold on. I'm going to vacuum it. Oh my God. That's so cool. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Gone, gone? I don't believe it. Oh my God. It's seriously gone. This is crazy. Crazy video.
All right, so that is a wet away in action, and I'm actually going to show you wet away in action for real. This is just some Gatorade. I'm just going to put some wet away in there, and we are going to watch it. It will take 60 seconds or so to turn that liquid into a solid. As you can see, it's already working right before your eyes. Super cool thing with it is you can use this on old stains as well. And how you do that is you just rehydrate the stain, okay? You just put some water on the stain, put some wet away on it, walk away, okay? Let it sit for like 5 to 10 minutes so that it can work all the way into that deep stain that has been there and that it has been kind of sitting there brewing for years. I've used this and I have been cleaning up spots all around my house from where dogs and kids and whatever else. I have learned that if you use this on a carpet that used to be white but is no longer white, that your carpet will be white again in that spot. And so I now have a different problem because the carpet was clearly white and it doesn't look super white anymore, but I have a big spot where I cleaned out an old stain that is super white. It's kind of funny actually, because it's like, you can definitely tell that the carpet's 20 years old now. So this is the Gatorade, and I am just gonna like dump the whole thing right into this bucket, and it's gone. And as you saw, it was a solid going right into the bucket, which is super cool, right? So you can sweep it up, vacuum it up, wipe it up. You can pick it up however you would pick up a solid. Just remember, do not put it in your sink and or your toilet because it will continue to suck up water for the whole time. It will just keep on sucking. And it is biodegradable. You can chuck it outside. You can put it in your trash, but don't put it in your drains, okay? I do dump mine straight outside, and literally a day or two later, especially if it rains, it is gone. It's just not there, just gone. So that's kind of how I do my wet away. So awesome, awesome. Quick question for everybody. Can you just unmute yourselves? Let me know what you thought the coolest item was, or maybe your top 3 items, or what you liked the best.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The testimonies, I can definitely say the testimonies really spoke to me. Because you actually get to see the products in action, working, and real time and real results. So yes, man, the testimonies for sure was something that I thought was an amazing touch. And I do kind of want to also like slightly apologize for not participating in the bingo. I'm really looking at it from a distributor perspective. So, I'm just absorbing everything, looking at how you're doing, ask the questions, breaking this down, breaking that down. But yes. I'm here. I'm locked in with you, ma'am. And I thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Great. Anybody who has a favorite item? Give me a favorite product.
I would say my favorite now is the multivitamin. Kind of was before, but just to hear that your husband backed it and he's a pharmacist and it's actually better than one a day, for stuff I can pick up to use in the future when I'm talking to potential clients. So thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. He says thank you. He's right behind me working.
If anybody wants to know, he looks like Richard Gere, just so you guys know.
Don't be telling us
that might be you. I'm telling you, he looks like Richard Gere too, and he's a pharmacist and an athlete. It's crazy. Anyways, but am I kissing up enough for him?
Yeah,
I think my favorite
for sure.
No, I actually this is kind of funny, guys, because over the last week I've been using the CBD oil for myself. So I just want to let you guys know, since it's all just us, us family here, that I'll let you know how that goes, because our products are human grade. What that means is they are healthy. They were made in a factory setting that can pass human inspection. Does that make sense? So I mean, everything's clean, everything, the products, the ingredients, everything's human grade. So anyways, I just thought I'd let you guys know that. So.
Awesome. Anybody else have a favorite item?
Hello, this is Ms. Diana. I'm late too. My apologies.
You're recording, so you should be okay.
Okay, great. So I don't know if you covered this, that's why I said that also, but I'm a Deno Chew fan. Being I have a cat, it's limited to, you did? Okay, good. I'm limited to what I can use because I have a cat, of course. So Deno Chews are my friend. When I first got this little young man here, that's popped up in the camera a couple of times if anybody's seen him. And when I got him, his breath was like, "Oh my God, you're so cute, but I need you to stop yelling in my face." So close. So when I got that when I started using it, I was just like, that was the game changer. And I actually have two. Went away. That is definitely my friend. I'm getting up because when I got with you guys, I got with you after I got him. So he was already potty trained by the time I got to you. But in the meantime, I'm getting up old smelly areas.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
I'm loving that.
Yep, it works. Absolutely.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. So then what I normally do, guys, is I go into help your host. Your host can earn different bonus spins for, how much her sales are. And I kind of covered that in another training, so I'm not going to cover it kind of here. And then I go through the bonus wheel where they get bonus spins if 5 people attend their party. So the awesome thing is that if you book a party, you get the same benefits. So if your party gets you $250 in sales, you get 10% in product. That's $25. That's almost one shoe. If you get 5 people on, you get a bonus spin, a free spin for any product that's on the wheel, which is super, super cool. So definitely go ahead, get with me and make sure you can help your friend earn some extra bonus points, right? So I know the question that floats in everybody's mind is, all right, this is great, but what is this going to cost me? What am I going to be out if I do everything that I love, because I loved everything that you said, right? And so I just love to show that we have different ways to go about it. So if you go ahead and purchase today and just today one time, that will be the pricing that is in the first column. But we have a super fun way and a cool way that you can go ahead and save 10% today, and you don't have to wait for it. And that is becoming a preferred customer. So that is the second column of pricing. And what that is super cool, because we've taken the steps to make sure that your fur baby never has a gap in their nutraceutical. So that will come to you month after month, and you won't have to worry about it, because the reality is we can't run to Walmart and pick this up if we are out, right? So we gotta wait on shipping. And the super cool thing is that the preferred customer allows you to not worry about that. You know that that will be there and your fur baby will have everything they need every single day, okay? The next column is kind of our dosing. So go ahead, take a look at it. The number of chews that are in each container, how much they need per poundage in a lot of cases. So go ahead, take a look at that and let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to direct message me if you have any questions, and I will definitely follow up with you, okay? And then lastly, I would be doing a disservice to everybody, right? If I didn't offer you the same awesome opportunity that was offered to me. So this has been life-changing for me. This has been fun. I love it. I love sharing the opportunity. I love being able to help people understand that there is a way to help your pet be healthier and happier and potentially live longer, right? And so it's super awesome. We have free training, we have motivational daily, awesome friendships. It's like having a second family. We have personal development and everybody is your cheerleader. So super awesome. So if you're interested in any more information, please let me know. And then I open up to questions. So does anybody have any questions? If not, then I thank everybody for coming, and they kind of all leave except for the host will stay and we'll talk through kind of that stuff. I will walk through reaching out to every person that is in the message. So I copy and paste that into a Word document so that I have all of that information. So it's basically pet assessments on everybody who filled it out. So when I go and follow up, that is kind of how that works, okay? And when I'm talking to the host, I just let her know kind of where their marks are as far as when she gets bonus spins and what that means. And then I stay in contact with that person routinely. Okay, Miss Smith just ordered something. That means if you get Mr. Brown to order something, you're good. You're jumping to the next spot. So kind of just like we do during our like, let's go, it's the end of the month, let's get that next rank. Kind of the same thing, but to my host, okay? And the super cool thing is if that host gets $250 in auto ship, what does that mean? What does that mean? That is awesome sauce, because that can be a recruit, because they are now, if they take those customers, they are now active as long as those customers are on auto ship. And so that is really why I started my incentives where I did, because if they hit that status and they're all auto ship, oh my gosh, you're off to the races with a new recruit, right? So anybody have any questions? I am happy to answer questions. So.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Peter.
No, you're fine, sir. Please go ahead.
And I was just going to ask, were you going to do the portion where you were going to discuss how you did the actual pet assessment itself?
Yes, I can do that. Yep. Let's get questions on this format. And
okay. Oh, no, I'm messing up your swag. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just like to keep it in order. You know, my brain's that way. Any other questions on the pet party? Miss Fleetner, I heard you.
No, I was just laughing because I'm just trying to think if there's anything you can't do. I don't think there's anything since I've known you that I don't think you can accomplish. It's just crazy. This is amazing. This has been so good. I love watching you in action.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. So let me see. I had it pulled up, but I see that it went away when I went looking for the answers. So one-on-one. Oh, no, not that one. Sorry. Blink. And I honestly, as you just saw, I have a bunch of different ones, and that is really because I just am constantly and forever updating everything that I do and have based on what I hear. But definitely I will echo what Mr. Bailey said. The testimonies are phenomenal, and they honestly do help me. And I know it's kind of crazy, but the price chart at the end also does, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I really hype up the fact that we have that preferred plan. And that is really how I end up with preferred customers pretty much exclusively. Okay. So what happens if I'm doing a one-on-one? Well, there's a whole lot more like interaction, if you will, if I am doing a one-on-one.
And even some of my pet parties are super interactive because some people will prefer to not put it in the comments and they'll prefer to talk to me, which is totally fine. If you get people that are like that, that's completely fine. Just make sure that when you go into your pet party, you have a notebook with you. So I have a spiral notebook that is just literally labeled party information. And the hostess name is up there, and then I can write all the notes as they're talking to me. You're gonna end up really feeling out that group because some groups are super interactive and others are like mute. So, you know, you kind of have the extremes, I guess, if you will. So my one-on-one, I still go through all the same stuff. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really use these slides very much. I kind of just click through them as I'm talking because I kind of cover it within my routine, if you will. I let them know we have an awesome solution. It is Novetica. And then I go right into the free pet assessment, okay? I don't usually show these slides. I jump into the pet assessment and then I will pop out of my PowerPoint, pull the pet assessment up, and we will go through the pet assessment. I interact with them based on their answers, right? So if they're like, oh my gosh, my baby just licks constantly and he's missing his fur on his feet, and oh, I just wish he would stop licking. All right, I know already. What am I talking about? I'm talking digestive for sure, right? So, and if he's got missing fur, guess what else I'm talking? Skin and coat. And as we go, we're going to add multivitamin. And so it's kind of like you build on that. And so when they make that comment, you're like, oh my gosh, I think I have something that is perfect for that. We'll discuss it in a little bit. So you give them these little teasers where they can go, huh, I wonder what she's got that can help my baby. So when they're giving you those things back and forth, you're able to kind of drop little teasers. Oh, but I'll get into that more later. Oh, but I'll get into that more later, right? Okay, so now we've done the pet assessment. That page pops up and says, this is what we recommend. I literally stay on that page long enough for it to load and I'm back in my PowerPoint. Because for me, I still cover every single product, not just the products that show up in the pet assessment. And I kind of do that because sometimes, just like humans, when we go to the doctors, we don't necessarily give all the information all of the time, right? So I now have a dog that maybe has accidents in the house, but I have somebody who's too embarrassed to tell me that their dog has accidents in the house. And I cover the wet away and calming and stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's totally why my dog's wetting in the house. They're terrified that I'm not there. Well, if I wouldn't have talked about calming at all, they wouldn't even know what calming would do. And now they're probably going to buy calming because their dog has separation anxiety or something like that. Just kind of an example. So I go through every product pretty much like you heard me. The only difference is that as I stop at each item, I use what they told me. So Fido limps when he gets up. He kind of drags his back foot. So when I'm on hip and joint, I will talk about that. And I will specifically talk about like what will help with that, okay? So ingredient wise, so if they have a muscle issue, I talk a lot about kind of the vitamin C and the DMGs and stuff like that. So I customize it to what they've told me. So for all of you that are kind of like, oh my gosh, how does she know all this information? It's not that I know a ton of information. Honestly, if you read the slides, a lot of the information's there for you, okay? And just overdoing it over and over and over and over again. Yeah, some of my own verbiage comes out because it's me, but literally I started by reading each slide. And so that is kind of how, don't let this be super overwhelming. If you have to, read each slide. And that is part of the reason, and Ms. Fleetner knows this, this is exactly how I display my screen. The PowerPoint is up with the picture and the words below. So that if I miss something, if I say something and miss something, like I know I did, I know I didn't say everything I could have said about every product that I do say, it's still down below. So what happens is, like right now, when I'm going off on a tangent on something, they're looking at their screen, reading what I didn't say, or reading what I did say, and it's just reinforcement for them. So I leave both the PowerPoint page and the bottom half, okay? Super, super important when you're doing it. If they're on a phone, I try to make the PowerPoint picture a little bigger so that they can see it, because on the phone it gets really small. Okay. Let's see, what else do I do? So that's kind of, then I walk through everything again, same exact as you heard. When I get down to where the host stuff was before, I let them know that there's awesome ways that they can earn free product. And so I go over the refer me a friend and hosting a party. And I ask them if they're interested or if it's something they would consider. And then we kind of go from there, because usually, and how I ask about the help a friend thing is, I will just say, can you think of any of your friends that have dogs that could benefit from any of these products? And almost always they're like, oh my gosh, yes, my sister, my boss, my whatever. I mean, they just start listing people. This dog barks. They'll tell you everything that's going on with other people's dogs, right? And so this page can be like a gold mine. And so I kind of just leave this sit there for them for a while we talk, okay? Because all sorts of things will come up when this is up. Oh, I don't know if I can host a party. And I'll be like, that's okay. Refer me some friends and I'll connect with them. And then you'll still get a free product. You'll get to spin the wheel for a free product, okay? Pricing, I do pretty much the same way. The only difference here is when I am right here, I ask them what their favorite 3 products are. Give me your top 3, okay? The 3 products you don't think you can live without. And guess what? I'm selling them all 3 of those products. And you have to go in your mind, you have to go into it going, I am selling them 3 items. I don't care what the 3 items are, but at the end of this, they're going to tell me their top 3 and I'm selling them, okay? So kind of get that mindset, because that will help you go into that question with confidence. And that is definitely a question you need to go into with confidence, okay? So then when we're here, I will talk specifically about those 3 products, right? And then what will happen is I will talk about 2 other products that while we were talking about them, they were like, oh my gosh, I can totally see Fido using this, or I totally need this for Fido. I'll talk about those 2 products. And then guess what? Maybe I'll sell them 1 or 2. Maybe I'll sell them both and they're going to buy 5 items. So just having that confidence when you're going through everything to feel like, no matter what, I am getting a sale out of this call. And how I do that too is pretty much we're having that conversation. I go through this page just identical to what I just did with you. And then I pop back into the assessment and I start to fill out. And now it's a little different because they don't have to fill out a full registration, but I would start filling that out as we're talking. This is Betty Lou, she's this, she's that, this is her phone number, this is her email. And basically we just walk right into the sale. Okay, you said you were really interested in blah, blah, blah. Now, were you thinking you wanted to get those every month so that Fido was going to be on those all the time consistently? Yeah, you were. Okay, great. So now they're in both carts. Boom, boom, boom. We're walking through. And then we get to the bottom where I ask them for their credit card information. Almost always they give it to me and have no hesitation. We get to that next page and I'll go, okay, I just want to confirm that this is what you're looking at. You didn't want to add anything. You didn't want to change anything, that we were all set to go. I just need you to confirm that this is what you would like. And then I will go ahead and submit it. So then I submit it and I thank them for joining the Novetica family. And I say, please look for that email. You should have it because I just got the notification on my phone. They look for the email, they have it. I have them take a screenshot of their registration, their welcome page. And then I ask them if they have any other questions, if I can help them in any other way. And that is pretty much how they're different. Any questions on that? Any questions at all on anything? So did everybody see how I was using the wheel? So when I spun the wheel and it popped up and it was on the giveaway wheel, I would hit done, okay? When it's on the bingo wheel, you hit hide. And what that does is it takes everything off, okay? When you hit done, it leaves it. When you hit hide, it takes it off. When you go back into your wheel the next time to open it up, everything will be back on there again. So that's kind of how I use the wheel. This picker wheel spin, pickerwheel.com, that is a free wheel. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. And I just put it in different tabs so that I can move them around my screens, because I usually have 4 open. I'll have the hostess bonus one open as well, so I can pull that in when I'm talking about the hostesses stuff. And if they have 5 people on the call, we spin the wheel on the call so that people see, hey, holy cow, she's getting something just because she has people on the call. Just do nothing else but have 5 people on the call. And I do that because I know if I have 5 people on the call, I will probably have 3 sales. So that's kind of how I came up with that number. So yeah, any questions, comments, questions? Hopefully you guys got something out of it beneficial.
I just need to borrow your brain. That's it.
If I could share it all, I would. The best I can do is this stuff. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Did anybody have questions who saw Mondays? Did Mondays do okay? Does anybody have questions on that?
I said no questions, but I will say again, thank you so much, Miss Griffis, for this. So much value, so much value, so much value, so much value. But definitely, I'm definitely gonna go back and rewatch this a few times. But again, thank you, ma'am. I just really appreciate you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you go back into, you should still be able to see the event. If you go back to the event, I don't know if you paid attention to the fact that I was posting stuff all day. I do that. So when I have events coming, there are scheduled posts to go out all of the time so that people are engaged into the event. And there's like, they can't tell me they didn't know it was coming because I know they're getting stuff, right? And so I kind of keep doing that to keep people engaged with the event. And most often the event is kind of scheduled like a week out. And so I will post every day, a couple of times a day, usually interactive posts to get people kind of interacted with the event. So yeah, so if there's nothing else, I'm just going to say thank you so much, guys. I am glad this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions across any of the topics I've talked about. I am happy to share, and have a fabulous, fabulous night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You betcha. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Miss Griffiths. Appreciate it. Awesome, awesome pet party.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.